And my beautiful wife has the honor of introducing someone she knows is a real hero to all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming live from Italy, the Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni.
There she is.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mercy. And good morning, CPAC. How are you? Thank you very much for this opportunity to greet you, your guests, and above all, the incredible people of CPAC. You know how much I value this gathering, and I couldn't miss this edition, even if only from afar. And today, I address you with the pride of representing as Prime Minister an extraordinary nation that is Italy. A nation with a deep, unbreakable bond with the United States. And this bond is forged by history and shared principles. And it is embodied by the countless Americans of Italian descent who for generations have contributed to America's prosperity. So to them, allow me to say thank you. Thank you for being exceptional ambassadors for Italian passion, creativity, and genius. To this incredible nation, Italy, I dedicate my full energy. Our government is tirelessly working to restore Italy's rightful place on the international stage. We are reforming, modernizing, and reclaiming our role as a global leader. We aim to build an Italy that once again amazes the world. Let me tell you, we're proving it. The mainstream propaganda machine predicted that a conservative government would have isolated Italy, deleting it from the map of the world, driving away investors, and suppressing fundamental freedoms. They were wrong. Their storytelling was fake. The reality is that Italy is thriving. Employment is at a record high, our economy is growing, our fiscal policy is back on track, and the flow of illegal migration has decreased by 60% in the last year. And most importantly, we're expanding freedom in every aspect of Italians' lives. Why? Because we conservatives do what we say. We do what is right. We fight for what we believe in. And moreover, we trust people, not fear them. Unlike the globalist elites who believe the government should educate the people, forcing them to accept policies they never asked for, we believe in democracy. We serve the people, we do not rule over them. CPAC understood this fight. CPAC understood this fight. And again, I want to thank you for that. You have never given up, even in the toughest moment. You have fought for a new victory. You have built a global network that has given a voice to millions who were silenced, so that conservatives everywhere would know they are not alone. And we are not alone, right? CPAC understood before many others that the political and cultural battle for conservative values is not just an American battle. It is a Western battle. Because, my friends, I still believe in the West. Not just as a geographical space, but as a civilization. A civilization born from the fusion of Greek philosophy, Roman law, and Christian values. A civilization built and defended over centuries through the genius, energy, and sacrifices of many. When we say West, we define a way of understanding the world where the individual is central, life is sacred, all men are born equal and free, the law applies equally to all, sovereignty belongs to people, and freedom comes before everything else. This is our heritage, and we will never apologize for it. My question for you is, can this civilization still defend the principles and values that define it? Can it still be proud of itself and aware of its role? I think so. So we must say loudly and clearly to those attacking the West from the outside and those sabotaging it from within with virus of cancel culture and woke ideology, we must say to them that we will never be ashamed of who we are. We affirm our identity. We affirm our identity and work to strengthen it, because without a deep-rooted identity, we cannot be great again. The radical left wants to erase our history, undermine our identity, divide us by nationality, by gender, by ideology, but we will not be divided, because we are strong only when we are together. And if the West cannot exist without America, or rather the Americas, thinking of the many patriots fighting for freedom in Central and South America, then it also cannot exist without Europe. Our adversaries hope that President Trump will move away from us. But knowing him as a strong and effective leader, I bet that those who hope for divisions will be proven wrong. I know some of you may see Europe as a distant or even lost. I tell you, it is not. Yes, mistakes have been made, priorities have been misplaced, especially due to ruling classes and mainstream media that imported and replicated in the whole continent the most reckless theories of American liberal leftism. These are the same elites who were recently outraged by J.D. Vance's speech in Munich, in which the Vice President rightly stated that before discussing security, we must know what we are defending. He wasn't talking about tariffs or trade balances on which we will each defend our interests while preserving our friendship. We don't need to say how interconnected our economies are and how the unpredictable results of a trade clash would play into the hands of other great powers. Vice President Vance was discussing something deeper: identity, democracy, freedom of speech. In short, Europe's historic role and mission. Many pretended to be outraged, calling for European pride against an American daring to lecture us. But let me tell you, as someone who is proud to be European, first, if those who were outraged had shown the same pride when Europe lost its strategic autonomy, tying its economy to autocratic regimes, or when European borders and our way of life were threatened by mass illegal migration, now we would live in a stronger Europe. Second, these ideas are not new for many of us. Brave European leaders have been saying this for a long time. I've said them many times before, even from the CPAC stage, urging Europe to rediscover its true and deepest soul, which has been sacrificed on the altar of wokeness, bureaucracy, and mercantilism. These are common sense ideas. now shared by a majority of European citizens, as election results have shown. So Europe is far from lost. And it will never be lost as long as conservatives remain in the fight. There is a growing awareness. There is a growing awareness in Europe that security is now the top priority. You cannot defend your freedom if you lack the means or the courage to do so. Throughout history, Europeans and Americans have shown they are hearers to Pericles' words. Happiness depends on freedom, and freedom depends on courage. We proved this when we stopped invasions, won our independences, and overthrew dictators. And we have done it together the last 3 years in Ukraine, where a proud people fight for their freedom against the brutal aggression. And we must continue today, working together for a just and lasting peace, a peace that can only be built with the contribution of all, but above all, with strong leaderships. And I know that with Donald Trump leading the United States, we will never again see the disaster we saw in Afghanistan 4 years ago. So, border security, energy security, economic security, food security, defense and national security. For a simple reason, if you are not secure, you are not free. And when freedom is at risk, the only thing that you can do is to put it in the wiser hands. That is why conservatives keep on growing and are becoming more and more influential in European politics. And that is why the left is nervous. And with Trump's victory, their irritation has turned into hysteria. Not only because conservatives are winning, but because conservatives are now collaborating globally. When Bill Clinton and Tony Blair created the global leftist liberal network in the 90s, they were called statesmen. Today, when Trump, Meloni, Milei, or maybe Modi talk, they are called a threat to democracy. This is the left's double standard. But we're used to it. We are used to it. And the good news is people no longer believe in their lies. Despite all the mud they throw at us, citizens keep voting for us. Because simply, people are not naive as the left considers them. They vote for us because we defend freedom. We love our nations. We want secure borders. We preserve businesses and citizens from the green leftist insanity. We defend family and life. We fight against wokeism. We protect our sacred right to our faith and our free speech. And we stand for common sense. So ultimately, our struggle is hard, but the choice is simple. Will we surrender to decline? Or will we fight to reverse it? Will we let our civilization fade? Or will we stand up and defend it? Will we leave our children a weaker world or a stronger one? Will we want the new generations to be ashamed of their roots? Or will we recover awareness and pride of who we are and teach it to them? I made my choice long ago, and I fight every day to honor it. And I know that I'm not alone in this battle, that you are all standing with me, that we are all standing together. And believe me, this makes all the difference. Thank you all. Thank you all. God bless you, and God bless the free nations of the world.